to run. Looking in your eyes like the sun. Wondering if you'll be the one. Wondering if you can be the one. Yeah, I'm a murderer of memories, trying to turn life to a dream I can't remember. Just trying to turn life to a dream I can't remember. But I hope they don't forget me. Oh, I just took another one. I'm trying to turn my life into a dream that fades deep in the mist, till I don't know if it even exists. Personality been evenly split, I feel a deeper abyss that adds a constant gravity to my feelings of bliss. And the harder I run, that's the closer they get. They still following me up and over the steps, frozen and met with words I can't get over my chest. But this heart still beats despite how broken it gets. Yeah, tell you how I feel all along. All the monsters in my dream, they were real. Despite everything you told me, they were real, yeah. Nowhere left to run. Looking in your eyes like the sun. Wondering if you're gonna be the one. Wondering if you're gonna be the one. The one, yeah. I'm a murderer of memories, trying to turn life to a dream I can't remember. Please, trying to turn life to a dream I can't remember. But I hope they don't forget me.
Hello, Pally.
Today's Thursday, March 14, 2019.
And INFocus starts right now. Ingrid Paichow has the first half of a two-part installment about sexual assault in Palo Alto.
Some information on the Boeing 737 MAX and how it affects you as passengers. We'll tell you more.
And a look into the life of baseball player Aiden Berger.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Nurin Navaid.
And I'm Ori Nirpaz.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements for today's campus bulletin.
Pally Chair and Dance is holding 2 open practices for students to learn the routines and see what cheer entails. The practices will be held on March 26th and 28th, with the actual tryouts being the week of Monday, April 15th. Prom tickets are now on sale at ASB Web Store or Miss Giffin's office in the Tower Building. Ticket sales end March 27th. Pally Theater's Guys and Dolls starts its second week today. Tonight's performance starts at 4:30 p.m. with the performances also being held on March 15th and 16th at 7:30 p.m. as well as Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. The theater will be open 30 minutes prior to showtimes. Tickets for students and seniors are $10 and regular admission is $15.
The city of Palo Alto is looking for sister city ambassadors. Neighbors Abroad is now accepting applications for its summer exchange program with students from Oaxaca, Mexico. Applications are due by March 31st and can be completed at the link on the screen. Students that are considering a school with a Greek system and have questions, concerns, or want information on sororities, students interested are invited to have tea and learn more. RSVP by March 20th to the email on screen.
Ingrid Paichow is back with another segment for today's feature story. This time she covers the topic of sexual assault in Palo Alto schools.
This is of course a very serious topic. What did you discover in your reporting?
Quite a lot. So, a few years ago in our school, a female student was sexually assaulted right in the quad. Currently, this issue led her family to gain a settlement of $190,000 from the district. I was concerned about what this meant and why it happened. Here's more.
Almost 4 years ago, in November 2015, a Pally Jr. at the time was allegedly sexually assaulted on one of these benches in the middle of the quad but had never filed a written claim.
January 15th of this year, the student, who was reported anonymously due to being a minor at the time, and their family had a meeting with PAUSD school board. They claimed that Palo Alto High School did not take the steps necessary to solve this issue and to prevent similar situations from happening in the future.
Last year, attorneys from the law firm Coase & O'Connor were hired to look into the measure taken by the Pally administration. They found that admin responded to the issue promptly and took some steps to investigate, but the investigation was legally inadequate.
However, in the last meeting on the 15th, the family, who claimed that PAUSD didn't comply with Title IX requirements, were given $190,000 to avoid a lawsuit with PAUSD. The school board gave out almost $200,000, which possibly came out of the taxpayer pockets on the basis of a verbal claim made 3 years ago on an issue with no paper trail.
California law requires that any claims filed against a public institution are public record. But when it comes to this case, there is no written evidence whatsoever. According to the student's father, this is mainly due to the fact that the administration did not report to the parent that they had the right to file a uniform complaint procedure, a process in which PAUSD investigate complaints. For INFocus, I'm Ingrid Paichow.
Moving on now from what's going on in our campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
The grounding of Boeing's 737 MAX jets is starting to cause problems for some travelers. This was a line at an American Airlines customer service desk at Miami International Wednesday afternoon. That's after an announcement that those planes are now grounded in the U.S. The U.S. grounded 2 types of 737 MAX jets after their second crash overseas in the past 6 months. The affected planes are used by American, United, and Southwest Airlines, along with dozens of other carriers abroad.
Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is the world's busiest. For 21 years, Atlanta has achieved this rank and is not likely to lose it. The Airport Council International released its primary ranking of world air traffic this Wednesday. The ACI says the complex handled more than 107 million passengers last year. That's a 3.3% jump in the number of passengers that flew through the airport in 2017. Senate Republicans joined Democrats today to block President Trump's national emergency border declaration. The vote was 59 to 41, with 12 Republicans voting against the executive action. Conservatives criticized Trump for executive overreach in issuing the emergency and worried it could make way for Democratic presidents to declare emergencies for any policy they want. Even with Republican support, lawmakers didn't get enough votes to override a veto. This would be the first veto of the Trump presidency.
Now moving on to your daily dose of women's history for today's installment of Today in History in celebration of Women's History Month.
Max Bonster, our very own resident historian, has been learning more.
What do you have for us today, Max?
Today's installment is all about literature. In 1887, Sylvia Beach, owner of the Paris-based bookstore Shakespeare & Co., was born in Baltimore. In 1919, she opened her bookstore, Shakespeare & Co., which became a gathering place for American writers in Paris in the 1920s, including F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway. That's all from me. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Max. Moving on now to the mini happenings of Pally's many sports teams.
Trey Bishoping is in the studio now with the latest in Pally sports news.
I hope you have some wins to report from yesterday's action, Trey.
I sure do, Nor. Going to mix things up a little bit today, though, starting with today's upcoming games. Today, boys tennis faces Milpitas this afternoon with varsity away at 4 p.m. and JV at home also at 4 p.m. You can catch boys lacrosse at home matching up against Menlo Atherton. JV is up first at 5:15, followed by varsity at 7. The girls lacrosse team is away at Menlo School at 5:30. Now let's look at the scoreboard. Boys varsity volleyball lost 3-2 versus Wilcox, and the JV team crushed Homestead 17-0, invoking the mercy rule. The Pally varsity baseball team is off to a good start and had another convincing win over Homestead 8-1. That big baseball win against Homestead was a good one. One of the team's star players, Aiden Berger, is a part of the equation that keeps the Pally baseball team running. And I was lucky enough to have a chance to interview him about some successes. Here's more. Our Pally baseball team is off to a good start, beating Willow Glen and Leland. Many outstanding athletes contributed to these wins. Aiden Berger is a star baseball player for Pally. Berger has had a passion for baseball from a very young age.
My dad played college baseball, and so ever since I was little, we just played in the backyard together, and then I started playing Little League.
Berger is a very competitive player. He loves to compete and practice against his teammates, play games, and hates losing. Berger doesn't let things slide easily and holds grudges against his rivals.
What drives me to compete? Losing to Gatto CCS first round last year. I just want to beat them and take their hearts out this year.
Aiden played many sports growing up. He played many of them through middle school, but in high school has decided to follow his dad's footsteps and specialize in baseball.
When I was growing up, I played lots of other sports. I played basketball, soccer, I swam a little bit, played some tennis too. Alright, so my dad just played lots of baseball, and we both love baseball, so I just continue to play it.
Aiden Berger has been working his whole life to be the best baseball player he can be, and will do anything to win. Aiden is looking forward to the rest of this season with his teammates. For INFocus, I'm Trey Bishoping.
Thank you for that, Trey. Hopefully it will continue being sunny out on the fields and courts today.
Our meteorologist Ingrid Paichow is back in the studio now with today's weather report.
What can we expect out there, Ingrid?
Well, it's pretty sunny, and it's going to be sunny for the rest of the week. Right now in Palo Alto, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. The high for today is going to be 66, and the low is going to be 42. For Friday and Saturday, you can see that the highs are going to be at 67 and 70, and the lows are going to be 44 and 48, and it's going to continue being sunny. Now looking at our 5cast, you can see that it's going to be sunny for most of the week, except Tuesday. The highs are going to be around the 70s, which is really lucky for all of us, and the lows are going to be around the high 40s to low 50s. Now looking at our Doppler map, you can see that San Francisco and Oakland, they're going to be a little bit more chilly than Palo Alto and San Jose. It's going to be 63 and 71, and 43 and 42. Now Palo Alto and San Jose, you can see that it's going to be at 66 and 65, while the lows are going to be at 41 and 42. That's all for me. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you for that, Ingrid. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.